Yo, yo, what's happening, world? What's going on, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it with another boxing video. What's going on with y'all, man? So, you see the title, man. I think I'm going to keep this short and simple. Ain't too much to really talk about. Uh, because, I mean, here we are. Like I said, man, I used to make videos hard body when the light beat division got started getting popping in 2020. Here we are in 2023 going in 2024. And we haven't gotten the fights that we would like to see, you know what I mean? And everybody's doing what they got to do, in my opinion, for the most part. Only guys sitting on the sidelines watching fellas basically curate their legacy and take their career to different depths is the man, fellas like Devin Haney. It ain't the man Tank Davis, you know what I'm saying? Tank Davis is content with giving the boxing fans, his fans, um, another fight versus Pitbull Cruz and people like of that caliber. You know what I mean? The Rolly Romeros of the world, you know? But in my opinion, this fight ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's been reported that Devin Haney weighed in at 165 pounds for that fight versus Regis Prograis. So people calling him a super middleweight, you know what I mean? The fight was excuse me, 140-pound fight, you know what I mean? Super lightweight division, junior welterweight, however, which way you may want to call it. He becomes a two-way champion, beats the man Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis rehydrated to 156.8 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Devin Haney weighed over 9 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He weighed over 9 pounds over the man Regis Prograis. And that now makes a hundred total sense on why the kid, I'm sorry, Tank Davis, his team are playing matchmaker, and they telling the man, what's his name? They telling the man to go fight a Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So it makes It makes total sense. Now, do I consider the man a weight bully, Devin Haney? I don't consider fellas a weight bully if they can make the weight, you know what I'm saying? Now, we don't have same day rehydrations, same day weigh ins. Excuse me. We don't have same day weigh ins like we used to have back in the day. At least in the 80s, since the 80s, since that fight between Michael Spinks and Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, the rematch that was supposed to be held in Washington, D.C., you know what I mean? In the early 80s. So Tank Davis, he's going to find every excuse not to fight this guy. And he's going to find every excuse to stay at 135, which is fine if that's the weight class he's comfortable making right now. Great, wonderful. Devin Haney said he'll never come back down to 135 pounds, and he doesn't need to if the man rehydrates to a super middleweight, really and truly. There's absolutely no need. He looked a lot stronger in this fight versus Regis Prograis than he did versus Lomachenko. And I heard for the Lomachenko, the man at least rehydrated to at least 160 pounds. You know what I mean? He definitely was 25 pounds over. So 135, uh, he was at least 165. You know what I mean? You check it. So, like I said, do I consider him a weight bully? No, I don't because he makes weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take credit away from him from making weight, but it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Them fellas were struggling to make weight at 135, and that's why this guy was getting in a couple rounds versus Lomachenko. And I said a couple, meaning two. So don't um, the Lomachenko fans don't start exaggerating. 2 rounds, which Lomachenko was beating the man, ragdolling the man Devin Haney from pillar to post. I'm there watching the fight. You know what I mean? We had a little deep crib watching the fight. A lot of people, and I couldn't understand for the life of me why Devin Haney couldn't clinch. Wasn't clinching, especially with the smaller guy beating him from pillar to post. But now it all makes sense. You know what I mean? The weight. Them fellas was weight drained. You know what I'm saying? Struggling to make weight at 135. Here he is now at 140. And he's still rehydrated to 25 pounds over. You know what I mean? So it's going to be hard for a lot of people to get in the ring with him. And in my opinion, man, Tank Davis, man, he's going to do everything in his power to avoid the man. You know what I'm saying? It all, like I said, it all makes sense now why Tank Davis' team has been playing matchmaker and telling the man go up to 147 pounds, telling Haney to go to 147 pounds to fight the man Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So of course there's been a lot of Tank Davis gets on his Twitter, talks a lot of crazy shit, been going back and forth. He said he promised uh that he promises that he's gonna destroy or hurt the man. Tank Davis, I'm sorry. He's gonna destroy Devin Haney when they do fight. But he just talking, to be honest, because he deletes all the tweets. You know what I mean? He deletes all the tweets. So Devin Haney told 52 minutes ago, he says, let's make it happen. I'm free. He's talking to Tank Davis. Tank Davis writes, say nothing. Because he ain't going to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I don't think this fight's going to happen anytime soon or if ever at all. You know what I mean? You know? And that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Devin Haney's pops. I'm glad. I mean, it's crazy how people just want to believe what they want to believe when the writing is right on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, I've been saying this for years. I'm not impressed and I have not liked the caliber of fighters Tank Davis has been fighting since he fought Jose Pedraza in 2016. Here we are going into 2024. Still a whole 8 years later, and Tank Davis has done jack shit in boxing, while guys like Shakur Stevenson are 3 different weight class champions. Guys like Devin Haney goes up and fights, to me, the best fighter, or at least the second best fighter at 140 pounds. Immediately goes up and he wins a strap off of him. Tank Davis is crying and his team crying about the man that needs to go to welterweight, and they don't want to even fight him even at 140 because they know that the man Devin Haney's not going to come down to 135. But yet they still Tank Davis team went up to fight Mario Barrios at 140 pounds. You know what I'm saying? What part of the game is that? I didn't like that fight either. I didn't like that fight because Mario Barrios hadn't done anything at that point in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Now, Mario Barrios has done a little bit ever since then. He got a W over Ugas, a former world champion at welterweight. So he's making strides to become a better fighter. But at the time, that was a BS fight because we just Prograis was at 140 and Josh Taylor was undisputed. Tank could have made history going up to 140 and fight the man Josh Taylor. But Tank picks and chooses which fighters he wants to fight. You know what I mean? I showed y'all before, Coach Calvin Ford. This guy has no incentive of having Gervonta Davis test himself. The money's rolling in regardless of who Tank Davis fights. Tank is making a few $1 million every time he fights. Coach gonna get a percentage. This is more money than he's ever seen in his life, really and truly. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say at least the most legal money he's made. No, I'm just saying period overall, you know what I mean? And them fellas ain't gonna let that freight train stop right now. Nope, not at all, man. Keep feeding us bombs. Let's keep collecting these paychecks, you know what I mean? You know, Tank Davis is very protected out here, man. And I'm glad the man Bill Haney's been saying what I've said for years. He said, you know, tankers they're pissing on y'all head and telling y'all it's rain, and you guys are believing it. It's a damn shame, you know what I mean? You know, I have no problem with Tank as far as personally. I don't know the kid. Is he immature for his age? Yeah. Has he done? These are facts, and I don't have no problem with them because he doesn't affect my bottom line. My bottom line is coming on this piece and speaking the truth. Is he immature? Yes. Has he wasted the prime years of his boxing career in his 20s and fought a whole bunch of nobodies? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Is Tank more concerned with making big paydays than fighting legacy fights and being the best at any division he's campaigned at because he's never been the best in any division he's campaigned at because he's never fought the best. No, he's not concerned about that. It's all about the money. It's prize fighting at the end of the day, but with prize fighting comes great responsibilities, as in curating, creating a path for yourself to become a great fighter. You know, Tank Davis is a guy. He said he'll knock out Bud Crawford. He said he'll do that the night after Bud Crawford beat his man, Errol Spence. And Errol Spence, man, the guy been, I ain't even gonna say hibernating. This dude has been very reclusive and has been basically hiding from society. You know, if there is a rematch, that guy better fight the fight of his life. Because if the man comes, Errol Spence, and lays a dud like he did against Bud Crawford, yeah, he's been close to death. He's seen the white light flash in front of his eyes when he was in that vehicle that got mangled up like a soda can. You know what I mean? When you step on an empty soda can, that's how his vehicle looked, and he was inside of that MF, or he got ejected. Whatever happened, right? I don't wish these car accidents or this type of uh, inflicting body harm on anybody, but he did it to himself. I mean, the man got behind the wheel bent. Dogs. If that man lays a dud in the rematch versus Bud Crawford, man, somebody got to be side to side with that man all day, every day, and check on him every day, man. Because this boxing game is so real, it's so crucial, and more than any sport that you probably know. Suicidal thoughts, fellas wanting to off themselves, deep depression, world spiraling, going down the drain. These type of things happen to boxers more often than not. And I don't even want to even imagine the mind state of an Errol Spence once the rematch happens. And unfortunately for him, he gets his ass handed to him yet again. You know what I'm saying? Rematches, really and truly, for the most part, Errol Spence has a chance of winning, you know, but for the most part, the best fighter wins a fight and they will go the same way. You know what I mean? Tank Davis loves to delete his tweets. I'm sure he deleted that tweet where he said he gonna knock out Bud Crawford. You know, that's why I was making those videos about. I was disgusted at the fact that Tank Davis was even considering giving a thought and said about fighting the monster Naoya Inoue from Japan. But when he said that, it was more up his alley. That's the life he leads. He's about that life, bringing smaller dudes up and fighting smaller dudes And that's the type of time he on. You know what I mean? Right? So I was like, wow, look at this guy campaigning for a fight with the Monster Inui. He's a lightweight Monster Inui, just came up from bantamweight. Look at this coward, Tank Davis. This the type of time he on, right? But when he said he would knock out the man Bud Crawford, I was making videos. Oh, so you want smoke with little dudes, right? How about you said, because now we ain't we them fellas don't give a damn about no damn Tank Davis. This guy's making his own legacy and creating his own path. Numerous multi-division champion in boxing, knocking fellas out in spectacular fashion, and actually bigger guys. Obviously, he's coming up in weight fighting bigger guys. Can't say the same for Tank, right? Let's just put things into perspective. So, with that being said, I said, dogs, if you press to fight the man, the monster Inui, why don't you go up to 147 and knock out Bud Crawford? He will never do that. He will never do that. That's not, he's just a Twitter fingers type dude who likes to talk with his Twitter fingers and then delete. You know, he's like LeBron James. And I think this comes from this is just my observation. You know, I don't have no empirical data on why these two guys are like that. But Tank Davis and LeBron James. But one thing they sure enough do have in common, both of their mamas was dope fiends at some point in time in their life. Give thanks to God, they glory to God, they've cleaned themselves up. They've come out of those dark dungeons of substance abuse. So that's one thing they do have in common, right? And the other thing is these fellas ain't got no pops in their life. They ain't had no pops in their life. There wasn't no pops. You know what I'm saying? Guiding LeBron James and Tank Davis. That's why a man like LeBron James could really go on his Twitter after winning that bullshit NBA Cup and talk about and basically insinuate that he has 5 rings now and he's one less from Michael Jordan and then delete that tweet. A big grown man, a billionaire, doing nut ass shit like that. That obviously is showing you, just like Tank Davis, not only are they doing, obviously, they are individuals, you know what I'm saying? But they do stuff for Twitter. They really clout chasers, you know what I'm saying? They need the attention like a broad, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's crazy to me how fellas these days really have female tendencies. They need the attention. And I know about that shit live and direct 100%, you know what I'm saying, about how some girls need attention, regardless of how much attention they got or how much. That's for a whole nother story, you know what I mean? And I might start doing little different stuff, you know. Anyways, we'll get into that another day. Low Blow Champ says Tank will never fight Shakur Stevenson or Devin, most likely. What's up, Low Blow Champ? Hey man, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But I know for sure, the man Haney, he ain't gonna never fight that man in his life. If he does fight that man, he's gonna tell him come back to 135, and you can't rehydrate to more than 145 pounds. That's the only way, cannoli style. You know, it's not a secret. Tank Davis is following the cannoli blueprint. He admires the man cannoli for whatever reason. I don't know. You know, I mean, Tank Davis once said to himself, he's like the cannoli of the little guys division, which is false because I don't rate cannoli, but cannoli has at least a better resume than the man Tank Davis. You know, these two guys in boxing, cannoli and the man Tank Davis, they're the ones who be pissing on people's heads and telling them it's rain. That's why I don't make videos about them. All I'm gonna do is get upset about all the people they ducked. I'm just gonna get upset. So, dogs, I don't need to raise no stress factors in my life. You know what I'm saying? Life is already not gonna say stressful, but shit, it's not peaches and cream. Not everything is perfect. I give thanks, you know what I mean? All is well, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna come here crying and bitching about the guys Tank Davis ain't fighting in Cannoli. Nah. For what, man? I've been watching boxing too long. These guys fight twice a year, and there's always two fighters a year that they supposed to fight that they duck. And then the next year they still don't fight them. And the next year, so what? Forget about it. So yeah, man. Bill Haney. Let me hear what Bill Haney got to say right here, y'all.
Bring your fat ass on. Yeah, boy. That's why we said bring Tank. Bring Tank fat ass. Come on, man. With all that tweeting and all that shit, bring your fat ass on. Yeah, boy. I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? After that kind of performance. Yeah, what you gonna tweet now? That's why we said bring Tank. Bring Tank fat ass. Come on, man. With all that tweeting and all that shit, bring your fat ass on. Yeah, boy. I'm talking to you. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? After that kind of performance. Yeah, what you gonna tweet now? That's why we said bring Tank.
Devin Haney
Bring
got a
Tank fat
pops in
ass.
his
Come on, man.
life. He has guidance and structure. I remember, y'all, when, for those of you guys who've been watching my channel for a little bit, thank you, appreciate you. Thanks for still being here. I remember when I was making them videos on vacation on the golf course, right? And this is why I say I don't make no videos about Tank Davis, man, because all I'm going to get is nut ass fans in my comment section, and they're going to get me upset, and I'd want to get off them online and see him in real life and probably do something to him, you know what I mean? I heard these nut ass dudes talking about the Tank Davis fans, why they like Tank Davis more, and it's not because of how he throws a right hook or he pumps out his right jab or how he throws hellacious body shots. No, no, it was none of that. They said, I like Tank Davis more than Devin Haney because Devin Haney has an advantage in life. He has a dad in his life. I could relate more to Tank Davis because Tank Davis ain't got a pops and I ain't got a pops and he's from the trenches. He's from the streets, blah, blah, blah. Devin Haney got homeschooled and he's had a nurturing, caring father in his life. This is what I heard from these fellas, and that's the kind. Hey, man, this was in 2023, just last year. Last, not I said last year. We still in 2023. See how I'm thinking we in 2024 already? Hey, y'all, hit the thumbs up when y'all come in this piece, please. Hit the thumbs up. I beg. Anyways, I mean, they said these guys was really talking that Devin Haney has an advantage in life which has nothing to do with Devin Haney. I mean, that's just normal people. They have a mom and dad. That's how they were conceived and came into this world. Unless they got, unless the kid got born in a situation like the brat and the brat's woman on some lesbian or you know what I'm saying, semen insemination. You know these new things these like lesbians would do just in order to have a baby, get a sperm donor sperm, do some insemination, blah blah blah, this that and the third, you know what I mean, right? Unless the kid was born like that, he come out the womb, grows up, and he there sitting in his house, and he like, God damn it, where's my pops? I only see two women in this joint, and one of the women trying to be like a man. Something ain't clicking, something ain't right over here. Unless it's that type of situation, you know what I'm saying? But they really was out here talking about why they can relate to Tank Davis more and why he's more ruthless and why I'm saying he's from the trenches, he's from the streets, this, that, and Devin Haney's not. And that's their logic, not only on why they like Devin Haney, which is all well and fine, people can relate to and like who they want. I mean, just yesterday I was in the gym and the kid was trying to tell me about hoops that Paul George is his favorite basketball player of all time. Hey man, I said that's your prerogative. That's well and fine. You know what I mean? Anybody could like who they want, you know. But at the end of the day, what? Damn, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, at the end of the day, when you're talking about this is the reasons why Tank Davis will beat Devin Haney, then I say, Dan, if this is exactly why you ain't got a pops, look at your reasoning and your logic, your train of thought. You know what I'm saying? You need some guidance in your life, my youth, young man. You need a father figure in your life, man. If this is the way you're thinking, and then again, they're gonna finish. They finish off their debate by saying Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is a better fight than than Devin Haney versus Tank Davis because it's a step up fight for Tank Davis to fight Ryan Garcia, and it's a more difficult fight. That's what these motherfuckers told me, man. And you see, I don't even want to use these type of words. I'm just gonna get upset talking about it because I hate these type of fans. I hate them. I want to slap the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying? And leave them where they stand. I ain't saying off them. No, I'm just talking about leave them there stunned. Like, goddamn, man, that just got me a cold Shawn Michaels slap across the face with 5 hands, backhand slap too. But we ain't gonna see this fight, y'all. They've made enough excuses. They have no incentive of fighting the best fighters. For what? They could fight Ryan Garcia and clock over $20 million. That's the kind of boxing game we're in, and this is why boxing right now is not being on apps and not on terrestrial TV or even cable TV anymore, except for Top Rank Bob Arab's outfit over there on ESPN. It's because we have these type of caliber diva fighters, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Be Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments. And if you got anything to say, let me know in the comment section. All right, big up, low blow chap. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, everybody in the chat. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. One.